This is a pseudo tune. It's a test. It's a test thing, and it's a actual thing. So um, in my comics, I have a lot of background noise in the comic. Sometimes it's noise. Sometimes it's just something you barely notice. And one of the things I do a lot of is in addition to comics, I do different. I do phony ads, fake, fake spoof ads on spoof products that I come up with, and I'll just doodle around, and this is what I came up. I came up with Wuss brand power tools. You see the caption there for men who need an excuse not to do something, or a good excuse to get out of work, that kind of thing. So I'm going to just sketch up the elements of the ad. I'll probably not do a complete total finished product, but what I'll do is I'll sketch out the broad strokes of one of these ads, and then I kind of put it together on the computer to finish up. So I just kind of start up on the right. If you're right-handed, you start up or left and work this way. That way you don't get ink all over, or don't smear anything. Although most modern inks are pretty quick drying. So I'm going to use I think this is a narrow pen. I've kind of drawn things on a pretty small scale, so I'll use a pretty narrow pen, and let's get started. This is also a test of my new mic system. We'll see if this works. I will start with the swirly curly version. I'll do a couple quick versions of this. And since this is sort of flavoring items, I probably spend more time than I should on it, but I don't, I'm a little looser on these because, probably only one's going to see them are me. So you can see I'm just going around doing my thing here, and this is a little wider than I wanted. I think I'll do another version with a different pen. I need to arrange these in thick, thin. I think this Bic is narrower. Excuse me. Okay, so this will be a good test of the volume and my new. Oh, this is a better pen for this scale. So when I make things smaller, a little thinner line is helpful in squeezing things in. And then if I know I'm not going to enlarge it, I can go ahead and, if there's no chance of enlarging it, I can go ahead and use the thin line. Sometimes, depending on the scale I draw at, you know what, I said that backwards. If there's no chance I need to shrink it, I'll use a narrow line. If I need to shrink it, then I tend to I'll use a little bit thicker pen. I mean, it's not like none of my pens are super thick. It's just that sometimes you need that. I don't know why I drew the W this way. I just did. So as it came out, looked kind of, and now I'll probably do just a couple different things, maybe with slightly different slogans in them. And again, it's just a flavoring article. It's not really, well, I guess I think I might have done a comic on with. I'm just going to duplicate that. So that's that, and then I'm going to write brand. I kind of like to. Depends on what I got going on. Brand is always that way. So maybe I'll squeeze that in. So I'm gonna draw the Wuss product. there it is. It's a you know, the Wuss product is a the solar power is you know, it certainly has its uses, but it is not for vehicles or anything practical. It is for when you don't have anything else. It is for when you know, you're in a mountain area or you have very low power needs. That is what solar power is for. It is not for your general standby. God, anyway, and I'm working myself up into a froth over, so I'm not going to do it. So these are the solar cells, and I'll probably make that. You know what? Just to show you. So I'll probably, because these, what I'm thinking of doing is making the panel dark or black, and then the lines that I'm doing right now as white. I'll make these a little thicker with my thicker pen. So okay, so there it is, the solar powered, and I'll probably put some fancy grips on it. Here, as you can see, I got the. I'll give it some. You know, it's going to be a Wuss color. It'll be like pink or something. You know, it's not going to be a real color. Okay, so that's the one of the Wuss products, and here it is in its dynamic form right here. I why I don't know. You know, this is so sometimes I just marvel at my propensity to get sidetracked with nonsense. So this is like the industrial Wuss product here. And it's in a dynamic, and I'm gonna put I don't know why I do this. So there it is, and it's going to have it's obviously going to have a solar panel on it too. Let me just go ahead and draw that. Do the same lines. This time I'm just going to kind of weasel them. This is a little more looser of a drawing than that, the straight profile. Ah, boy, I butchered that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make another set of lines right here, and I can use the computer to put it over, and I'll just like so. That's a better set. Okay, so let me finish up the horn on that baby. So that's what it's going to have, the chuck, and I'll put there it is. It's going to make a pretty rudimentary chuck there going. Okay, so that is it in its dynamic state. Now, the only other thing I'm going to add is I'll probably throw some organic lightning bolts. You can make lightning bolts on the computer, but it just doesn't seem quite as organic as me just slashing out some lightning bolts here. You know, because it is solar, and you know, oh boy. So these are just some organic lightning bolts to show the strength and virility of Wuss brand power tools. Can you imagine how it take 12 days for a 5-minute charge? Okay, so I'm just showing, and then I have actually a separate product I'm going to do maybe in a different video, or maybe not at all. I don't know. So this is the now I can use it. Obviously, I can do it here and put it like that and make it the same deal. So that is pretty much it. I'm going to I'm gonna write some. I'm do some lettering, but I'll do that later. But that is the gist of it. So I'll letter up probably what I put in the caption in handwritten letters, and let me just quickly sign this. I try to sign everything. I did this 2 years ago. I'm 2 or 3 years behind. Okay, so we'll just marry this one up and see what it turns out like in my new test video.
And bam, there it is. That's what I wound up with. As you can see, the graphics on the left there are just sort of the raw elements page that I leave on the computer, and then I finish it up, and I have the two finished products, and I can go back and grab some elements and make other versions, but those are the two I came up with off the top of my head. And these are, like I said, these are just things that might go in the background, like if I do a comic with outside near a store or in a shop or something, or garage, and I might throw those in the background somewhere. I also will post those to my I'm gonna try to be better at this, but I'll post them to my Tumblr account and web pages and stuff. So anyway, that's just a sample of some of the rabbit holes that distract me and keep me always behind in my inking and computer work as far as comics go. So, all right, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one.